Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife.
Marie.
And you are going in SmackDown Live.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
Yeah, welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you can be listening to right here, youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever fine podcasts are. Be sure to hit that subscribe button or the notify bell next to it. I should say, and the notify bell next to it, and then you probably got to dig into the guts of YouTube to make sure that you are, in fact, getting all your daily Going In Raw notifications. If you're not, whatever. Anyways, we're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Stephen Larson. It says it right there. And we've got a wealth of reward tiers. You can help contribute to Going In Raw. It actually really helps the show.
Yeah.
We have a variety of reward tiers. $20 gets you the Friendo Care Package. It's a comic book, some stickers, and a poster. It's double-sided, so you got to choose between...
Oh, that's an easy choice, man.
Character, yeah, Mecha Santa,
no,
and a postcard,
super
all
best.
signed by Steve and Larson.
We don't sign the poster or the stickers.
No. The postcard we do.
And the comic book
we do. The rest, you're right. We don't. It's not all signed by us.
Yeah, I want to make sure I put that disclaimer in there because it's very important.
We might get some sort of legal notice saying false advertising.
Or at least some messages from disappointed fans.
Why didn't you sign
everything was
Why
signed.
didn't you sign everything? I don't know, man. Anyways, it's just Steve running at the mouth. I say all sorts of stuff. Anyways, we're also at prowrestlingtees.com/Going In Raw.
This shirt's there.
I got to get some new shirts up there, man.
Same here.
So anyways, Money in the Bank. Generally, one of the more interesting pay-per-views throughout the years, especially, last couple of years.
Yeah, generally it has some pretty significant bearing on storylines going forward for the next year.
Yeah.
Whether the show itself is of quality is hit or miss. But this year, overall, pretty enjoyable show.
I don't remember. Oh, last year had the first women's Money in the Bank, and Ellsworth won it, and it was weird. And then Baron Corbin won it.
Yeah.
That was even weirder.
Didn't Mike and Maria Kanellis make their debuts at Money in the Bank last year, too?
That sounds right. And then they disappeared. That was weird. This year, this might have been so far the best WWE pay-per-view.
I think so.
Like main roster pay-per-view.
Yeah, not including takeovers.
Of the year.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Because it was a fun show.
It was a fun show. There wasn't
going
really a bad match on the whole card.
No.
I mean, I guess probably the low point was Sami Zayn versus Bobby Lashley. But
probably.
And it wasn't bad per se. It just wasn't much going on with it.
Well, we already had such a bad taste in our mouth from their feud in general. I think expectations were... I mean, we both acknowledge Sami Zayn is a really, really good wrestler.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley, I'll be honest with you. I am not terribly familiar with how good or bad of a wrestler he's got the fundamentals.
Yeah.
But I don't think storytelling wise he's like, next level guy. But yeah, their match was kind of a clunker. It kind of was just whatever. It's obvious they said, go out there for, what was it, 9 minutes maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe they gave it 12. I don't know. And
I don't think it was near that long.
I don't think it was. It didn't feel that long. And then, do whatever. I hope that feud is over.
Yeah, same here.
But, that's kind of like one of the only real negatives. I mean, Jinder Roman was exactly what we figured it would be. But even that, because of Jinder and Sunil, had some fun moments.
The Lashley Zayn match, according to Wikipedia here, of course, these aren't final times, was 6 minutes and 35 seconds.
Wow. So I was right in the first place. I said 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
The shortest match on the card. Save for one, which we'll get to later.
They know that was a pile of garbage.
Yeah.
But we got a in-show win and cash in.
Yeah,
in the women's division.
A stellar women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Oh, that was so much fun, and a fantastically fun men's Money in the Bank match, and the best match that AJ and Shinsegae
have had in WWE this far.
in WWE this far. Yeah. And that had some really, really great spots.
Even the Daniel Bryan cast match was a significant improvement over their.
It was much better.
Backlash bout. They gave it twice.
It was
twice
much
the
better.
amount of time.
Yeah, it was.
But let's start with the pre-show. We didn't get to watch a lot of this because we were setting up. But I did see the finish. The Club versus Bludgeon Brothers. The Club was setting up for the Magic Killer. It was broken up. Instead, Bludgeon Brothers hit their finisher, that full Nelson powerbomb type deal. Bludgeon Brothers retain. We saw this coming a mile away.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Quick programming note also. TakeOver review, we're going to do it. He hasn't seen the rest of the matches yet. So
I got 2 more.
We're going to record that on Monday, tomorrow, when you're probably watching this, maybe. And then and it'll go up first thing Tuesday morning.
First thing Tuesday, yeah.
For us.
So far, it's been a very enjoyable show. TakeOver.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's great. So, yeah, Bludgeon Brothers won. Not a surprise.
Not a surprise in the least.
Not a surprise at all. Next up, we had, also kind of surprising, they didn't add Matt Hardy, the leader of Worlds.
I wonder if they're saving that for a Raw, for maybe, I don't know, a compound.
I would hope so. I'm not getting my hopes up on that. I'll believe it when I see it, but that'd be fantastic.
That would be.
Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. Like you said, this was a big step up.
Oh, a massive step up.
From their last match. I think mainly from the viewpoint of Cass.
Yeah.
He took some really cool moves. His storytelling was a bit better.
Yeah,
The one thing he was doing more.
He said on Twitter that he was training with Drew Gulak to learn some submission moves.
Oh, that's interesting.
But I didn't really see any submission wrestling from him.
Yeah, no.
I guess that was just talk.
Yeah.
Maybe trying to play some mind games with Daniel Bryan.
He's friends with Drew Gulak.
Oh, maybe.
That's why
I don't know.
Threw his name out there.
Could be.
I like that, though. Drew Gulak, once 205 Live gets canceled.
Or maybe they're setting up a Daniel Bryan, Drew Gulak submission match.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I think that'd be great.
There's some cool bits here. Daniel Bryan hit a top rope crossbody to Cass on the outside. That was surprising because I figured Cass's knees would buckle.
Well, then also you got to worry about Daniel Bryan's head.
Yeah, there's that too. If Cass's knees buckle, then his head could be compromised.
Yeah, speaking of Daniel Bryan's head, Cass hit a second rope fall-away slam. That's a long way to fall.
Again?
Potentially to bump the back of your head in the mat.
Again, Cass doing that. That was cool. And Daniel Bryan, he just took all body, no head.
Yeah.
That was good.
Tucked the chin.
It's a nightmare. Not a nightmare. It's just an anxiety.
It is.
Attack every
but
time.
You got to remember that Daniel Bryan's a pro. Accidents happen. I understand.
Oh, for sure.
He knows what he's doing in there. Speaking of which, Daniel Bryan kicked out of a boot from Cass right to the head.
It is kind of interesting though. Because remember how careless it was. How careless it came off when he got concussed. Way back with the League of Nations thing. Like, it does feel like we're watching it so closely, and they're being very careful with his head.
Yeah.
I mean, I know accidents can happen and stuff, but you have to appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. In the end, though, Daniel Bryan hits a knee plus, follows it up with a heel hook.
Yeah.
Cass kind of tries to reach for the rope a little bit and then just taps out.
Yeah.
He might have milked that moment a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
But otherwise, much improved performance from Cass.
I do
pretty
wonder,
fun
though,
match.
I do wonder, though, if that conversation, even on a small degree, was held. How long do I hold out?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
And if they say not long, because we have, we're
really putting over the heel hook.
We're really, and Daniel Bryan and Big Cass, ever since he beat up the little guy, he's like,
by the book.
Whatever you say.
Yeah.
Whatever you say. But I agree. I think they should have. I think it would have helped Cass a little bit to hold out a little bit more.
Especially if this is their final confrontation.
Which I hope it is. God,
yeah, same here. I feel like Daniel Bryan needs to move on to
Who do you want to see, Daniel? I mean, I know Extreme Rules is next, but the next big one is SummerSlam. That feels like it's around the corner.
Yeah.
Who do you want to see Daniel Bryan against?
Miz.
At SummerSlam? Mm-hmm. Oh, hold off till Survivor Series Mania?
No.
Something like that?
SummerSlam.
Okay. I don't know. Be good. I want to see Joe.
Yeah, I want to see that too at some point.
Daniel Bryan versus Miz for the title of Mania. That's what I want to see.
Oh, that'd be good.
Give me Joe versus
I want to see AJ versus Daniel Bryan for the title of Mania. What did I say in my predictions?
AJ versus, or what about Daniel Bryan versus Nakamura?
Yeah, that's all good stuff.
Oh, it's all good. There's so many great combinations.
What I said in the beginning of the year is AJ's going to have that title for most of the year, and so far,
man, oh man, no kidding. New Day promo.
They were backstage acting like they were about to reveal which New Day member was going to be in the match.
You have to appreciate they literally saved it till very last moment.
Oh, I know.
The reveal.
I like they did that.
That was good.
They were interrupted by Kevin Owens. He is bearing gifts, a giant.
It was a hefty bag of
supply of pancakes he dumped out on the table in front of the New Day, and he wasn't done.
They were very happy about that.
He followed that up with 2 bottles of, as he put it, Canadian. I was about to say Canadian.
Canadian-lands.
Canada's finest maple syrup.
Yeah.
And, of course, this made the New Day very happy because they love pancakes and they love syrup.
They were very wary of him coming in. They said, Sucko, what are you doing in here? And then he says, I come bearing gifts. Kevin Owens all about the peace offering these days. The olive branch.
It's all to benefit himself. There's a moth flying in here.
It's our friend.
Because He's trying to form an alliance to take Braun Strowman out of the Money in the Bank
That
ladder
really
match.
didn't happen. That really didn't happen.
I mean, a little bit in the beginning. And so, the New Day were receptive. They said, we'll have a talk. Mm-hmm. And then Kevin Owens made some comment about not liking pancakes.
Yeah.
Not really liking breakfast food, save for toast. He said toast was all right.
He said, I even tried your cereal. It was terrible.
And that
They were very upset about
no more
that.
conversations after that.
Yeah.
There'll be no more conversations held. Big E got in his face.
Big E's always on the verge of laughing.
Yeah.
And it's the best thing ever. It's the best.
Yeah.
So anyways, that just descended into madness. Next up, we had Elias versus Seth Rollins.
No, you forgot a match. Sami Zayn versus Bobby Lashley.
Oh, no, I wanted to forget that. Thanks for reminding me. Lashley got the win after 3 stalling
the finish
suplexes.
was weird because he did one stalling suplex and he picked Zayn up into like a backbreaker thing, dropped him, another stalling suplex, another backbreaker thing, and then a third stalling suplex.
Yeah.
And they're really pushing the vertigo thing because they said the first time, that, or Sami said
Zayn
that,
got vertigo.
first time he got dealt the stalling suplex, he got vertigo.
Yeah.
But it was a weird finish. Like, if just hold him up there for a while, drop him, do it like 3 times. But why was the backbreakers in between the stalling suplexes?
I was also I don't care. I was confused. The crowd started chanting Bobby's sisters or Lashley sisters, and I'm like, why would you bring that up? Don't act like that's gonna be a thing.
Like
that
it was a
anybody
high
wants.
point.
Yeah, I know. So no, less said about this, the better. Just part ways. It's a bummer too because they're both talented guys. They're both really talented guys. And it's just not good. I don't like this.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know. That's a bummer. It's just a bummer. It could have been something good.
Well, I
It was
mean,
the
if
opposite
we
of
go
that.
back to Alexa Bliss and Bayley, and the awful "This Is Your Life" segment.
Yeah.
I mean, both Alexa and Bayley are really talented. Alexa is great on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't salvage that train wreck.
Nope.
And their matches, based on how they were booked, just couldn't overcome how awful the creative was.
Yeah.
And this is reminiscent of that, and hopefully they learned from that Bayley Alexa Bliss program. Just stop it. Just move on.
Just stop.
Whereas that one, the Bliss Bayley program, they kept on doing it, the spot with the kendo stick and how Bayley couldn't use it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They kept on doing it.
WWE's not great
Just
about
stop.
just moving on.
Yeah, just move on.
Speaking of moving on, let's move on. Elias versus Seth Rollins. This is probably the best Elias match we've seen.
Yeah, especially the second half was really good.
Yeah, this was, I'll put it this way. This was a really good Seth Rollins Raw match, and this was a proper Elias pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
Because this was really, really good.
Yeah.
And it had a really interesting finish as well. But it kicked off with Elias, of course, doing a song for the good people
Well, actually,
of
he didn't do the song. He
Chicago.
dropped a promo, and then he was about to perform. He did a little guitar solo to kick things off. But right as he was about to start singing his song, he says, "No, I'm not going to do this tonight."
Right.
And usually when he does that, the crowd will boo, and then he'll tease, and then he'll end up doing it, saying, "Oh, my voice sounds really good, so I'm going to sing the song." But not tonight. He didn't do it.
He said, you don't deserve it.
House lights come up.
Yeah,
Seth
kind of an
Rollins
awkward
comes down.
finish to that promo.
Yeah, it was.
He said, "No, we're not going to do it." I wonder if they were running short on time
Not
already
really.
or something.
They went over the 4-hour mark.
Yeah, what's another
Minute and a half.
minute and a half? Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyways, they let this match breathe quite a bit at the beginning, but it really started moving when Seth jumped off the top rope. Elias evaded. Seth landed on his feet, and kayfabe tweaked his knee.
Yeah,
from
I'm
that
not
point
a
on.
fan of those spots.
Yeah, I know. At least in this match, contrast this with Charlotte and Carmella, where Charlotte jumped off the top rope, tweaked her knee, and within a matter of like 30 seconds, she was getting pinned.
Yeah.
This happened about the midpoint of the match.
Yeah.
And was very much involved in the story for the second half of the match, where Elias was working over the leg of Seth, compounding the kayfabe neck injury that Seth suffered thanks to a guitar shot to the back of his head
Yeah.
by the hands of Elias. So there's this great sequence where Seth, bangs on his knee a little bit, gets some feeling back in it, tries for a suicide dive. Elias sidesteps, and in the process throws Seth into the barricade. And for about 30 seconds, he annihilated Seth Rollins, threw him into the ring post, beat the heck out of him around the outside, threw him back in the ring, trying to pin him. Seth kicks out. It was great.
Yeah, it was really
the
good stuff.
vicious side of Elias that we don't get to see enough.
He needs like a legit win at some point though. But I do
know.
like I mean I can appreciate this. It makes Elias look better when Seth has to cheat to win. It makes him look better.
Yeah.
Seth was never gonna lose. Like this was a lock. Like this was a super lock. You and I both had a lot of confidence points on
like
this.
8 or something like that. Yeah.
Because right now the Intercontinental Champion until SummerSlam, the Intercontinental Championship is the top title on the top show in the WWE, and so they're not going to put that on Elias. He's not. I mean, is he ready for it? I don't know, but you know, he doesn't have the cachet yet for that.
Yeah, especially to carry the entire brand.
But I think this went a long way, and I think, you know, I guess I'd be fine seeing a Rollins versus Elias Extreme Rules match at the next pay-per-view if that's where this is going to go.
Yeah.
It feels like it is. Because Seth had the tights rolled up, so that's going to be a story, and I like that. That's good, because Seth, you know, being a good guy and everything, you're not supposed to cheat. So
No.
so he'll come out tomorrow night and have to answer for that.
Yep, and then have another match. And hopefully
After
it'll be
that
good too.
was a fantastic.
Oh man,
women's Money in the Bank match. This really should have been. I mean, look. Here's the thing. Money in the Bank is the pay-per-view where you can have all these moments of intrigue that sort of build on each other. And when I say all these, I mean 2 moments. You get a Money in the Bank win, and then you get your cash in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so much fun. Like we saw it a couple years ago when Dean Ambrose did it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen before. It's great. And I feel like that's prime Money in the Bank. Mm-hmm. And so it is surprising that they didn't do that last year with the women's Money in the Bank. Instead, they went the exact opposite direction with Ellsworth. This year, they got it exactly right. I don't know exactly. I forget exactly who the competitor. I mean, I know Carmella won last year, so she was one of the competitors last year.
Becky was in it.
But you know, you've got an upgrade with Ember Moon, who
stellar performance. in her
opened it
first.
up with some just fantastic stuff. You've got more story here with Becky and Charlotte.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably just helps that we're past just, this is the first historic one. Now we actually get to build it with proper stories as opposed to just the story being, who's going to be the first one.
Yeah.
So that probably helps.
It was partially that, and I feel like this year they really said, go out there and show them what you could do.
Yeah, there's probably that too.
Because especially to kick things off, there was just a lot of nasty bumps.
Yeah.
You know, like body slams onto ladders and
I feel
a bunch
like
of ladder
I can't
spots.
rely on Windface anymore. After Alexa Bliss came out with the most poker face I've seen on somebody who was about to win Money in the Bank, she looked like she was checked out completely.
Mm-hmm. Alexa Bliss is really good at that.
She is.
Last year's lineup for Money in the Bank: Carmella, who obviously won, thanks to James Ellsworth, Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Natalya, and Tamina. So half of that field was in this match.
Well, Tamina's not great.
No.
Natalya is good.
Charlotte's great.
Okay,
Becky's
so
great.
I'll put it this way, man. It really benefited from double the, or 8 people as opposed to
6.
To 6.
Yeah.
I think it really helped. Go back to the list. So you add Sasha.
You remove Carmella and Tamina.
'Cause last year it was just SmackDown. So that helps also. You get the cream of the crop from both promotions or from both rosters.
Brands, yeah.
Yeah, because you add Sasha, you add Ember Moon. Those are huge upgrades.
You add Alexa Bliss.
You add Alexa Bliss. She's good. Naomi's only gotten better. Naomi's turning into a decent. She's becoming a good little wrestler, isn't she? Mm-hmm. She can do some spots and some moves, and she's really comfortable.
Yeah, no,
it's crazy.
And then Lana had a really good showing too.
And Lana was good.
Like the leaps in bounds she's made in her in-ring ability over the last month, it just seems like, is incredible.
You did notice, and I want to go back. I do actually want to go back and watch it. That during the promo package they ran before the match, the one thing that Lana said was completely bereft of accent.
Oh yeah, she's got no accent anymore.
No more accent. That makes me laugh.
I know.
But anyways, a couple great moments here. Ember Moon hit a springboard crossbody onto Sasha onto the ladder, which is a really, really great move. Sasha, of course, sells the crap out of it. She rolls out.
This was the beginning of a segment where everybody was essentially doing a move on a ladder because next Lana hit an X Factor on Ember Moon onto the ladder, and then Lana got body slammed onto a ladder by, I want to say, Charlotte. And this is pretty early on in the match, so you knew right from the start.
It was getting crazy quick.
They were letting them put on a show.
Yeah.
Later on, Natalya powerbombs Sasha into the ladder, which knocks Becky off. That's when they had 2 ladders set up in the ring, I believe. For a while, they had a taller ladder set up next to a shorter ladder, and the shorter ladder was directly below the briefcase, and the taller ladder, of course, was a good 1.5 feet, to the left, I guess,
So they're just
closer to the
batting at
camera.
it.
So you couldn't really get a good grip
Until
of the
Becky finally
shuffled it over a little bit.
Yeah.
Great spot where Charlotte spears Ember Moon into a ladder. They were letting them just put on a show.
Yeah.
It felt like last year they were just saying, all right, this is the first. I don't know if it's why, but because it's the first one or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just dial it back a little bit. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And this year there was none of that.
Yeah.
They're like, just show them what you could do.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah, it was. Last year also, if you think about it, since last year, at least the women who were in last year's, they got a second go round in that second one, which, if I recall, was a better match than the first one.
Oh, it was, yeah. The first one, even if you put aside the finish for a moment, it just was a kind of a ho-hum match.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And the second one on SmackDown 2 weeks later, or whatever, was better, and this was leaps and bounds better than either of them.
It totally was. I think it really benefited from more people, more experience, and more stories, because you had all sorts of great stuff. You had Charlotte and Sasha Banks at one point facing off.
Well, there's that great face-off between Charlotte and Becky at the top of the ladder.
Yeah, exactly. So there was a lot of great story stuff. And then even afterwards, once Alexa won, so she ended up tipping the ladder over
Becky
with
falls
Becky
off.
and Charlotte.
No, it's just Becky at that point.
Just Becky. Okay. And then Alexa goes up, gets a briefcase, and wins.
Second year in a row, Becky is this close to winning that briefcase.
I feel like she's got to be a lock for next year.
You would think so.
Because the
Unless
camera,
that's her gimmick now.
The camera stayed a little bit tighter on her for her defeat face.
Well, hold on. That's assuming they know what they're doing a year from now.
Oh, they don't.
No.
They could change that Sunday morning next year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm gonna stick with that one.
Yeah. No, it would make sense storyline-wise for her to win next year. Make all the sense in the world.
Something, right? It's something for her to do.
Oh, yeah.
She needs stuff to do.
She does need
She's
something to do.
Good, and the crowd's so into her still.
Yeah. So next, after Alexa wins Women's Money in the Bank, we cut backstage with Kurt Angle and Paige.
This was great.
Kurt Angle was enthusiastic about a Raw superstar winning the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yep.
And Paige is like, well, hold on, there's one more. I fully expect a SmackDown superstar to claim that briefcase for themselves. But then, hey.
Well, hold on a second. Then Kurt says, you know what? I really love dual brand pay-per-views. I think they're great.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, because I get to see a lot of my old friends from Total Nonstop Action
Samoa
Wrestling.
Joe.
Impact Zone.
AJ Styles.
Bob Roode.
And Bob Roode. And they're interrupted by Constable Corbin, who says, Hey, Kurt, you better make sure Raw superstar wins Men's Money in Bank.
You did it once. Now do it again.
Like, what
or
control?
Do you not want to talk to Stephanie?
What control does Kurt Angle have over any
Kurt
of that?
has no. He has zero control over
And
this.
Baron, as Constable, he could influence that match directly if need be.
I still don't think Baron Corbin understands what a constable's
No,
actual
he needs to
role
start
is.
to do. He's got the vest. He's the tin.
Produce the tin.
He needs the tin.
On the tit.
Yeah, he needs to put the badge on.
I know where it goes.
He needs the badge.
Yeah, man.
It's got everything else.
I got 50-cent, $5 prize and soap.
Oh, and then Paige brought up Baron's humiliation last year when trying to cash in the briefcase.
She buried the crap out of him. It was great.
Kurt Angle couldn't stop laughing.
And friggin' Baron had cry face. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Said, you humiliated yourself. That was awesome.
That was great.
Hey, I'm gonna go cry now. Anyways, next up, it was great because Luchando showed up.
Yeah,
and he came to the live stream with 3 Frito burritos.
Yeah, so we were
for each of us.
We were eating Frito burritos and having a quality laugh with Luchando during this match.
Yeah.
And the crowd in Chicago seemed just as involved in this match as we were with it, which is to say barely at all.
They did the wave.
Yeah.
I believe within the first 5 minutes they were chanting, "This is boring." I'm pretty sure there were some Phil Brooks chants.
There was at least one that I recall.
There was at least one. So there was all sorts of stuff. I actually turned up the volume and cut my hands over my ears so I could hear in the earbuds the level of booze that Roman Reigns got.
Yeah.
It was high. It was a high level of booze.
Yeah, in terms of ratio or percentage of audience members booing versus cheering, it was in the 90s booing.
Yeah.
And in, less than like 10% or lower cheering.
Well, it was like 8%, 90 booing, 8% disinterested,
and 2% cheer.
whatever sound that is, and 2% cheer.
That'd be no sound.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah, no sound.
Or chewing or something.
So I was able to audibly figure
Drinking
out that
soda.
8% of people were chewing,
texting on their
drinking.
phone.
Exactly. Random conversations.
Yeah.
People walking to merchandise stand.
Or bathroom or to get some food. Yes,
yeah.
all those things.
Anyways, the only high points about this match had to do with Sunil Singh, who introduced Jinder Mahal. He came out. He was in a wheelchair.
His arm was in a sling.
In a very pained manner, he introduced Jinder, who was wearing some amazing powder blue.
Can't go wrong with
and powder blue.
Can't go wrong with
trunks.
powder blue.
He looked like $1 million. He always does. He was really slumming it in this match because you got to come down to the Roman Reigns level.
Oh.
But it was so typical. Like I said, the only fun stuff about this was Sunil Singh. Of course, at one point, he leaps out of his wheelchair while the ref wasn't looking, throws Roman Reigns into the ring post, gets back in his wheelchair and starts acting like he's still, messed up.
And later on, he tries to do the same thing. He eats Superman punch.
Yeah.
And then falls back into his wheelchair and knocks it over.
Right. The finish saw Jinder go for...
It doesn't matter. Roman won with a spear, man.
Oh.
A couple times, Jinder tried to go for the claws and didn't work out.
I'm trying to remember what that finish was, though, but it didn't matter.
Roman ducked something and hit the spear. Whatever.
I always have hope, man. I always have hope. Because I'm pretty sure Reigns is not top guy anymore. I'm almost... I know, see it and believe it, but...
Until someone else other than Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns holds that Universal title, I'm pessimistic.
I am fairly certain. That Braun is new top guy. Next up, we had Asuka versus Carmella, which saw the return of James Ellsworth.
Even before that, though, Carmella was putting...
This was the best Carmella match.
This was her best match, yeah. She busted out a suicide dive. She was at... she stepped in the ring. She acting like she wasn't afraid of Asuka. She was laughing at her, moonwalking all over the place. It wasn't until she, ate a couple kicks that she tried to grab her title and get out of there. Asuka stopped all that.
Oh, man, with a nasty slide on the apron. Kick. Like a baseball slide kick
and
on
then
the
there was
apron.
some decent back and forth, and Asuka had the upper hand, and we cut to a wide shot, and there's someone in Asuka's robe and mask on the apron. And Asuka's
freaking out a little bit.
Looking at this individual, like, what's going on here? I don't understand it. Even Carmella is selling WTF is going on.
Being weirded out, yeah.
Back to mystery individual in Asuka's gear. He, spoiler, removes mask.
Yeah,
it's James Ellsworth. And then he does this right to Asuka.
Oh, and they had the perfect close-up on his weird face. It was fantastic. I loved it. Asuka then ate a super kick. Carmella got the pin 1, 2, 3. So she retains. Her and Ellsworth go celebrating up the ramp. It was great to see that little reunion happen. So it'll be fun to see them on Smack. Look, I know a lot of people are not into Carmella. They find her antics grating.
I say that.
And I totally get that.
It's a testament to the excellent job she's doing.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't know. Some people just don't like her grating voice. I get that. but I personally think it's hilarious.
Yeah, same here.
Because she has this like sort of way of like on the tail end of her screaming or something, she'll like laugh with it. I don't know. It just makes me laugh. I personally find it kind of
I just appreciate the confidence with which she's performing at this point. She's completely embodying her character, and there's zero hesitation in her performance at any point. Yeah. And considering that she doesn't have as much experience as a lot of other talents, and we see people that have been wrestling for years who on a character performance level, not in ring, but in terms of character performance, still haven't reached that level of confidence in their performance. And it was pretty impressive to see her in such a short amount of time really get to that level.
And her wrestling is coming along.
Yeah.
It's, it's obvious that she has been, working. She had a suicide dive in this match that was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I was like, man, if I tried to do that, I would probably, die. So that was good.
She's probably one of the best talkers in the company right now. She's so good on the mic.
I would probably not say that.
You want to say she's one of the top 10 talkers in the company?
In the company?
On the main roster.
On main roster in the women's division across both rosters, I'd put her top 10.
In the women's division?
In
just the women's division?
Just the women's division.
I think she's easily the best talker in the women's division right now.
I don't think that's true.
Who's better?
Alexa Bliss is still better.
I don't know. That's a
still think
toss-up for me.
Becky's really good,
Yeah,
too.
Becky's really good. Alexa's really
really
good.
good.
I just feel like the confidence with which Carmella's operating right now.
It's good. I'm not saying she's bad.
I think she's great right now.
Just not gonna leap to that. Next up was Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles. Last man standing. This is by far,
Yeah.
their best match.
Textbook definition of
Hold on.
battle of attrition.
Best match in WWE.
Yes.
Yeah.
Battle of attrition.
Yeah.
They gave it, according to Wikipedia, granted, this is right after the show, and as we learned with Dominion, the times right after the show might not be completely accurate. But according to that, the times on there, half hour.
Yeah.
They gave this match, which was great because, giving it that amount of time, they had to really wear each other down to get to the point where someone can enter the standing 10 count.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't one of those last man standing matches that took 12 minutes
Mm-hmm.
and then someone got beat to such a degree they couldn't stand up after 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And they were really destroying each other, as evidenced by AJ after the match. He had some blood and scrapes all over him. Really beat the heck. And, of course, a low blow or two came into play. At one point, Styles goes for a Styles clash. Nakamura evades, goes for a low blow. Styles says, gets out of the way. Didn't hit it. There's this great spot where Nakamura puts AJ on the announce table, like closest to the, as you like to put it, the ring keeper area.
The ring keeper area.
And then Nakamura cleared all the tops off the other tables and then ran from the furthest table all the way across the other ones to give AJ Kinshasa. And I kind of feel like Nakamura got the worst of that because when he landed on the edge of the table,
It looked nasty.
it looked like a sick bump.
Yeah, it looked nasty.
Got to 9. Got a 9 count on that.
Yeah.
And this is after probably like 15, 20 minutes of them already worked each other over really good. I think it was after that. Yeah, Nakamura throws Styles through table. That was in the ring. He brought the table into the ring
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he propped it up in the corner.
and threw him through it
And did
after
that, yeah.
suplexing him on the edge of it.
Yeah.
Ribs first. After that,
He tried to go for a knee to face, but instead his knee caught.
no, it's the
turnbuckle.
corner knee thing where he has AJ kind of draped over the turnbuckle because Nakamura exposed top turnbuckle,
Mhm, yeah.
but not knee to face, it's knee
Yeah.
to midsection.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
anyway.
then AJ got out of the
His
way.
knee hit the turnbuckle.
Yes. And then AJ working over that leg, puts him in the calf crusher. AJ produces a chair, starts beating on Nakamura with it. Nakamura responds with a low blow. First low blow of the match. Styles gets up. Nakamura hits a Kinshasa. Not enough to keep AJ down. Nakamura hits a phenomenal forearm off the announce table. And then Styles clash off the ring steps. Nakamura gets up at like 9 3/4. It was insane. And then Nakamura kind of gets himself up, says, "Come on." AJ says, "All right," kicks him square in the front area with some mustard on it too. After that, AJ gets back in the ring, phenomenal forearm to Nakamura on the outside through the announce table. Nakamura does not get up in time. AJ Styles retains.
Kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's surprising.
No, I think we all kind of assumed that after this feud that Nakamura would pick up the win at the conclusion of it, but this is definitely has a feeling of blow-off, unless they're going to do something else at Extreme Rules.
I could see this somehow going to Extreme Rules. I mean, we figured, I don't know, like how many times have we been like, yeah, it's got to be it, this got to be it, and then they just keep on going. I mean, it doesn't, these days it doesn't take much. I could see this, I don't know. I'd like to see this go to I Quit because I think it's a completely different type of match.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you still do a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think like somebody acknowledging that, okay, I'm done. Is probably the best way to go. But
yeah.
even with that, man, AJ, he's not going to be able to. They're not going to have him lose that.
No.
So I don't know. I mean,
Well, here's the other issue, and maybe it's not so much an issue because it's back-to-back pay-per-views and not the following day. Because we heard that initially Ciampa Gargano was going to be a last man standing match, but then once this match, Nakamura Styles, was made that, they changed the stipulation. And I get the feeling the Gargano Ciampa match, the rubber match at Brooklyn SummerSlam weekend, that's my gut tells me that's going to be an I Quit match.
yeah, that could be too.
So I don't know if they want to have this, this feud continue with I Quit match when the other hot feud in NXT.
It could easily end, but like the story of this feud has been Nakamura goading AJ into doing this stuff. So like for them just to drop it at this point, I mean, yeah, they could, but for them just to drop it, I mean, I could easily see Nakamura goading AJ into one more round or even 2 more rounds or whatever. I mean, we've gone all this way. I think it'd be great if they took it all the way to SummerSlam, especially because here's the thing. Each match they've done has been progressively better.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, each time they've, when there's been, so they did the Mania match and it was like, okay, well, that was whatever, but it had that, oh my God moment with the heel turn. And then after that, the Greatest Rumble was kind of a whatever match. And then after that,
Backlash was decent.
Backlash was a better match than the one before that.
The double front area kick for the finish.
Right, exactly. And then this was even better than that. So,
well, they had their match too on SmackDown that Nakamura won to pick the stipulation.
Yeah.
That was better than the previous match.
Yeah, and so I could see them taking this all the way to SummerSlam. I mean, I don't know if they're going to, but I could see them doing that. So yeah. I have a thought as to why Nakamura didn't pick it up, but I'm not going to talk about it right now. After that, Ronda Rousey versus I want to see how things play out. I'll put it that way. Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax was next. Surprisingly, this was not the main event, but I guess it kind of makes sense because the main event saw a face win.
People like cash-ins too. They could have main evented with the cash-in.
Yeah, and people like this cash-in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, kind of surprising. I mean, I don't know. You have to wonder in terms of they telegraph kind of a Raw guy winning Money in the Bank by having the WWE Championship match prior to the Money in the Bank match. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure if that's storyline or not storyline. I mean, obviously it's not story. I like to think there's some kayfabe reason for the order of the matches.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But it's like, you said this perfectly. Last Man Standing is the perfect match for a cash-in. Well, we saw the Last Man Standing match, and it happened before the Money in the Bank match. So if The Miz went over at Money in the Bank, it would have been nice if he had an opportunity to cash in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, going into it, and then plus I looked at the betting odds right before the match.
Oh, you did?
I did, yeah. And I was like, man.
And they swung in the correct direction?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. And that's when I realized, okay, they're going all in on Braun. That's what they're doing. Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax. I was kind of worried about this match, but holy crap.
Ronda sold. She took bumps, sick bumps, and sold and sold and sold.
I will almost guarantee that between the WrestleMania match, which I think, so granted, that was a very gimmicky match. It was like super overbooked. But I will guarantee that I'll say the complexity of that match because there's a lot of stuff going on.
There's a lot going on, yeah.
And her seeming ability to roll with everything and do it with confidence in that match. And plus, I would assume what they've seen from her at the Performance Center gave them the confidence to put her in the singles match because she was really good. And it was an odd fit, her and Nia Jax. Like, they actually fit well together because you got Nia Jax, sort of the slow-moving powerhouse, and you have Ronda Rousey, sort of this, but she was getting ragdoll, like nasty.
Yeah,
I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was really, really good.
It was really effective, and Ronda did a great job of selling Nia's power. There was a spot where pretty early on where Ronda was going for the armbar, couldn't get it, kind of transitioned to a triangle. And Nia Jax picked her up and did a sit-down powerbomb on her. But that's some force behind it. And
then there was the bit where she kept on, like, raising her up and slamming her down.
Oh, yeah.
Throwing her down and raising her up. She did like 3 or 4 times.
Well, even when Ronda was selling the effects of the powerbomb, she got up and stumbled out of the ring. Looked like she basically landed on her head.
Yeah.
And then Ronda ate a Samoan drop and kicked out of that.
Yeah, the one where she got her off the ropes and left her up, that looked like it could have been scary.
Yeah. Eventually, Ronda got Nia in like arm bar position. She got So she had control of the arm, and Nia was on the ground saying, no, don't do it. And right as Ronda's about to lean back.
Well, there was a great moment before then when Nia Jax was clasping, and it was actually, look, give credit where credit's due. The camera work was really good because it was a slow zoom on the hand as finger by finger it was releasing, and then boom, it came up. And then, she looked at her, and she was like, don't do it. Right as she was about to, crank that arm, Alexa Bliss comes up from behind, whacks her in the head with the briefcase, starts laying into both of them with the briefcase.
Throws Ronda into the ring post.
And then the great thing about it was she kept on teasing to John Cone. He's like, do you want to do it? And she'd be like, yeah, hold on. And then she goes back, tosses Ronda over the announce table. So she's out, gets back in, hits Nia a couple more times with the briefcase.
She was swinging around like this.
Yeah. Then she cashes in. Nia tries to go for something. Alexa Bliss hits her, I think, with a DDT.
Does something with the arm, hits Twisted Bliss, picks up the win. New Raw Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun to see. That was really great. I like that they have the opportunity now to have their cake and eat it too. You can have somebody carry Money in the Bank throughout the year, and you can have the cash in at the same show.
Yeah,
So last year was not the way you do it.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get Nia, Alexa, Extreme Rules. So Nia gets her rematch, and then Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam.
That sounds right. I'm not sure storyline how they're going to keep Ronda out, but I guess it's the rematch, huh?
Yeah,
I guess it's the rematch, and then Ronda will get into the SummerSlam. I'd hope that the SummerSlam match is a triple threat. I think that would actually help all participants, but especially Ronda, who evidently can totally handle herself these days.
Yeah.
But still, I think Nia, this title run has been short, but I think it's been effective. It hasn't all been, roses and everything. But in terms of, Nia Jax now can claim she is a former Raw Women's Champion. That's big. She carries herself very, very well.
Yeah.
And her showing against Ronda, granted, she was about to lose, but it was fairly dominant, with the exception of her about to tap out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like that as I don't know. Nia's a fairly big name. I think that her and Alexa Bliss are kind of on the same level, and then put them both in there with Ronda. I think there could be a lot of fun stuff there, especially since Nia, you're not exactly sure where she falls on the whole heel face spectrum.
It's really confusing right now.
So I don't know. I think that could be good.
Brings us to our main event, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. They saved the New Day's entrance for last to keep the anticipation high. So they all walk out top of the ramp, and then Big E says, I got this. Starts to take his vest off. He stops. Xavier Woods is next. He starts to walk out. Takes his shirt off, and on his chest it says Kofi. Kofi is the choice. Kofi is in the match.
That was good.
That was great. They said it was Kofi Kingston's 7th Money in the Bank ladder match.
Okay, yeah, that sounds right. They went for experience.
Yeah.
And guy who can do a lot of cool jumpy, flippy things on ladders. So
yeah.
That was good.
Pretty early on, when you hear the bell ring, everybody attacks Braun.
Yeah.
But then The Miz and Finn Balor go the opposite corner and start fighting each other rather than fight Braun.
Yeah, this is like a ton of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun because by and large, everybody was, to varying points, unified in trying to get Braun out of the match to increase their own odds of going up and claiming that briefcase. There's a point where they chase Braun up the top of the ramp. Everybody's hitting him with the ladders, and they just bury him under 10 ladders or so.
Yeah.
Back into the ring, The Miz has broken apart from the rest of the group. He starts going up for that briefcase. Miz was kind of being the opportunist this entire match, just trying to find ways he can get involved, get up with that briefcase without actually taking a whole lot of damage. Anyways, he goes for the briefcase. Joe gets in the ring before he can get it and knocks the ladder over. There's this great spot where Finn is up by the ladder pile atop Braun, tries to grab a ladder. Braun pushes a ladder aside, revealing his face, sticks his hand out, grabs that ladder, and then just starts decimating everybody. Kevin Owens sets up a spot where Braun's, thanks with the help of Joe and Rusev, sets Braun up on a table. Owens climbs to the top of the ladder if he's going to do a frog splash.
Joe said, "Get your ass up."
I know,
there.
it was great. Braun breaks free, climbs to the opposite side of the ladder, throws Kevin Owens off through a table. It was like a 15-foot ladder. And then Braun climbs down, runs towards the ring, throws a couple punches. Bob Roode and Finn Balor try to ram into him with the ladder. He breaks that ladder in half.
That was for me personally. That was
It was like he had just won a race.
It was
going through
one of the best spots.
The ticker tape. Oh, that's when I knew. Okay, Braun's winning this match.
Kevin, yeah, because that was. I kind of wish the entire match was just that. Like everybody approaches him and he just runs through them and grabs the briefcase. But it was so much fun. That moment was absolutely fantastic. That moment, Kevin Owens coming all the way down, being thrown off onto the table by Braun that was killer. But yeah, running through the ladder, and then the look on Miz's face.
Oh, that was great. That was good direction.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Yeah, there's a lot of, it's easy to crap on. You know what I haven't noticed lately, now that I think about it? The one thing that people crap all over TV direction for is the zoom action. I haven't noticed that.
There was it wasn't so much zooming, but there's a lot of the shaky handheld stuff beginning in this match.
Yeah.
I noticed.
That bothers me so much less than do this, you know?
Yeah.
Or however they do it. I don't know how they do it. But,
they probably got the wheel on the side.
Yeah, I think they have the wheel. Yeah, exactly.
Rather than having to hold the lens.
Yeah. Yeah, they do that so much less these days, I feel like. Anyways, I think I would notice.
Also, somewhere in there, Finn Balor hit a coup de grace.
Which we have to remember. I mentioned this during the live stream. We have to remember that for next year. You can have your Money in the Bank moment on Raw.
And then following Money in the Bank, have a similar moment at the show.
Moment, exactly.
But you still won't win, it seems.
Braun didn't touch the briefcase prior.
He just won everything.
He just won everything, and he kicked out of 3 finishers.
I kind of thought that was going to be his moment.
No, okay, so here's my thing. Now, so yeah, Braun throws Kofi from like way up at the ladder.
Yeah, so it's Braun climbs up the ladder, Finn's on the other side, Kofi springboards onto Braun's back as he's scaling up the ladder.
Great, yeah.
So kind of both Kofi and Braun are fighting Finn off the one side. Finn falls. Braun grabs Kofi by the arm, tosses him off, and then scales the last 2 rungs, gets the briefcase for himself.
Yeah. It has like a really funny smile. But no, man, I kind of just Braun was my gut choice to win this, but I didn't run with him. I ran with the Miz instead. Because I thought like a Miz cash in would be something. But I don't know, man. I think that I feel like the decision may have been made, man. I think he's going to show up on Raw because he's been saying the entire time, I'm getting that briefcase. And Braun, he's not going to be a cash-in opportunist. There's no reason for that. So what other thing is there for him to do besides...
It's just to declare.
I'm going to declare Brock Lesnar me SummerSlam. Somebody will challenge Braun in the interim.
Extreme Rules. Roman can say, well, I'm the uncrowned Universal Champion based on what happens at Royal Rumble. So if you want a piece of Brock, you have to go through me. This is my yard.
Yeah, I know. They could say something stupid like that, but it's like Braun's like, well, I have briefcase. So
yeah,
no.
I don't have to do that.
No, you lost 1,000,000 times, so no. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be kind of interesting what Braun ends up doing at Extreme Rules. It's not going to be like, Brock, obviously.
No.
That's going to be for SummerSlam. But
what if they do this? And it would be lame, but it'd be great for Braun. What if Braun says, I want Brock main event at WrestleMania? It means Brock basically no-shows the entire stretch between SummerSlam and Mania. However...
Should we start saying, I'll believe Brock will defend his
SummerSlam when the contract is signed?
When I see it.
Because as great it would be for Braun to declare in advance, SummerSlam, it's not WrestleMania. It's not the main event at WrestleMania winning the Universal Championship.
Yeah, but they're trying to make SummerSlam to be
WrestleMania
B.
But there's only one WrestleMania. I'm not saying I want it because I don't want the Universal Champion off TV for basically an entire year.
No, I think you care much more about declaring for WrestleMania than
I just
anybody
want
else.
I just want someone to do it, and I want to see it happen.
I think it'd be cool. I just think that there's so much time between June and the following April.
Oh, I know.
You know,
This situation is not ideal to do that.
Really
but
isn't.
Given a different situation, I think they could do some
if the person that was doing it, I'll put it this way: if the person that was doing that teased, like, you know, maybe tried to cash in a couple times and was like, oh, no, and then eventually they get to around November and then was like, screw it, I can't find a good opportunity, might as well be in the main event. If it's that kind of situation. As opposed to you're in June, I'm cashing this in April. I'm going to be on vacation till then. You know?
It's a good storyline.
Not going to happen.
Well, what's the difference between G1's end of August or mid-August, end of August, and Wrestle? So it's like 4 months. Yeah, it's quite a bit different, but there's still a pretty significant.
Closer to like, Rumble to,
Yeah, Rumble Mini gets 3 months. 2.5.
2.5.
Late January to early April, 2.5.
Yeah. And plus, like the Rumble win is more closely associated with the Mania.
Well, they keep saying, main event WrestleMania hasn't happened.
They never
in years.
do. They never do.
Happened in years.
Yeah. So, anyways,
you want to go over predictions real fast?
I'm assuming I lost because of my stupid cash in.
Well, here's the thing.
Confidence points.
Ronda Rousey did win. We both picked Rousey, but she won by disqualification.
Oh, okay.
So if you take that out, then I don't remember exactly under what context I said Rousey was going to win, whether she was going to win the match or what, or was she going to win the title? I don't remember. But if we take that into account, we both get those points, then I get predictions.
Oh, wow.
If we don't, then you get predictions.
Oh, so it came down to how many points? Like 3 points then?
Me winning by 1.
Oh, wow.
But if we take the Rousey thing out of the equation, then you win by 2. So it's close either way.
Well, it's not like they threw out the match.
I just don't remember I don't think either of us were enthusiastically saying Ronda Rousey is going to be the new Raw Women's Champion.
Okay, so I will be completely honest. In my head, I'll give this to you. I have no problem with that. In my head, I felt like it was like, okay, they're just gonna go with Ronda. Like, she's gonna hold the title, and Alexa Bliss is gonna win, and she's gonna hold that over Ronda Rousey's head, and I don't know. So no, I figure I'm fine with that. I lost by 1 point. I'm cool with that.
All right.
Were there any prop bets that we could have had?
You got 2 of the 3.
Nice.
You got successful cash in, and you said yes, Ellsworth will be there.
Nice.
The only one you didn't get, the same one I didn't get, which was what would be a main event.
No. AJ.
You said AJ and Nakamura, and I said
yeah,
Rousey
man,
and Jax.
that makes all the sense in the world.
They should have had both the ladder matches before the title matches.
I know.
Intrigue.
Yeah, intrigue. Anyways. All right. So, anyways, that's the show.
Yeah, that was Money in the Bank. Good
thanks
show.
Thanks for tuning in. No, it was actually a lot of fun. And thanks for everybody who showed up for the live stream. That was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah. So, anyways, we'll be back tomorrow. Till next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Oh, crap. Hold on. I got to hit the stop recording. There we go. I can do it now.